Mine is as eloquent as hers.
All right, you want to go on? Go ahead.
There comes a time when a charter commission is warranted. Times change, as do people. If individual expectations and status quo. It was very clear that the residents in our town were frustrated with the governing body, both the mayors and the councils, and the business administrator over the years. Administrations worked or didn't work as they should. This theme repeated itself throughout interviews of the Bradley Beach Department, past and present, council members and mayors, and other town employees through discussions with citizens. This small municipality form of government had not been as effective for the town. Administrations had not always functioned as a cohesive governing body, and perhaps had some self-interest, divided loyalties with each other, or they chose not to pursue legislations because they didn't have the votes needed to pass the legislation. So they choose just to let things go. The frustrations came to a head during the last administration by creating the perfect storm, when the mayor exercised his executive powers because he could, under the small municipality form of government, the strong mayor, which places all executive powers in the mayor. A brief attempt to start a recall of the mayor was attempted but not pursued. As a result, these are some of the things that can happen under this form of government, causing the citizens frustration over lack of communication, transparency, and continuity. Due to this form of government, advice and consent, which had been considered by a judge as a gray area, resulting in the mayor having the power not to accept council's advice and consent, and had not consented to as far as the subsequent rehire of the VA, which they felt had not performed in the job. Council did not receive information before the council meetings in a timely fashion or had access to the VA. The VA was absent from council meetings, thus questions could not be answered by the council or members after precedence. A volunteer, a past interim VA, had to work with the VA that was hired by the mayor, who wasn't able to do the job alone. Over 5 VAs hired, the lack of negotiating skills by administration to settle the 152 contract for 2 years. I saw firsthand stonewalling when the budget information was not provided to council in a reasonable manner. The council then was not able to modify an approved budget with lack of information at a timely manner. The removal of a councilman from the finance committee who had a financial background. When the county prosecutor's office findings discovery about the police chief was not passed along to the council by the mayor in a timely manner. The attempted incorrect method of disposition of church artifacts. The entertainment of giving a lot of 319 Lorraine to Habitat for Humanity. The improper disposition of bank accounts and the lack of reconciliation of no timely audits for 2023. These are just some of the things that a strong mayor can do under the executive powers that he has, or her. The mayor presides as the chief executive of the municipality responsible for administering to the municipality. The mayor can appoint tax assessor, municipal clerk, treasurer, CFO, commission chairs, etc. with advice and consent of the council. The mayor can change or appoint the positions when they enter office. The VA serves at the pleasure of the mayor, whose duties are determined by the mayor. There are no permanent guardrails in place to prevent the mayor from choosing to govern their way. In fact, there are no fail-safes in the form to prevent any of these things or similar things from happening again. Any changes to ordinances may be changed again with the newly elected mayor and council. You have to ask yourself why these things happen. Was it the elected officials or the form of government that let it happen? There definitely was a lack of transparency, communication, and consistency provided through our form of government in the past. Little collaboration between mayor and council members at times. Other options of the Faulkner Act were studied and reviewed. I believe council manager form was the best fit. Under council manager form, I just have to see it. I'm sorry. The manager acts like the business administrator. The manager runs the day-to-day dealings of the town, has executive authority for this, but serves the direction of the council and can be removed by two-thirds vote of the council. The manager attends council meeting, has no vote, prepares the budget, and reports to the council for modification, and approval of report stats for municipal issues. Also hires and fires. Follows policies and ordinance codes adopted by the council. The mayor attends meetings, but is unequal as far as legislative voting. Can be elected by the voters. Council can have staggered terms and can be non-partisan. This is the most followed form of government throughout our country. Presently, the current mayor is letting the PA somewhat act as a manager, but still maintaining the executive powers, which is apparent. This normal functioning of a small municipal form of government can be achieved, but that has always happened in this town in the past. This normalcy currently may be a result of the right administrators in the governing body, but there is no guarantee that may happen with different elected officials forward. This normalcy may end with future elections of another mayor or council members or both, who are not as committed to being advocates for running the government as it was meant to be run under this current form. I am concerned for the future of Bradley Beach. Having the council manager form elect 5 people who have to work together to legislate that not one person the executive power, but 5 of the legislative body divided equally. An administrator has a vested interest in keeping his job by satisfying the directions of the council. This charter option, in my opinion, after carefully evaluating all interviews, investigating, and preparing to conform to government available under the Faulkner Act, is the best option for the governance of Bradley Beach. The council manager form offers a broader representation of elected officials to represent residents, listening to their agendas, needs, and issues. A collaborative administration that wants to do what's right for us all. I'd like to thank the sitting commissioners for engaging in honest dialogues, debates during this process. The sharing of information that's helping me to formulate my recommendation, in addition to the voters who elected us to serve on the commission. Ultimately, if the reports are approved and voted for by this commission to place on the next November election ballot, it will give the voters the ability to decide, not just the 5 commissioners that sit here today. I just want everybody to know, we vote this November also for council people, which may not be the same people that we see on the dais today. So things can change constantly. Depends on the people who vote for whoever they vote for. And it's up to the people to listen to what we have presented here in our report and educating themselves. And as Don has said, we're around. You can talk to us. We'll be residents then, and we'll be okay. Speak to us. There'll be no more quorum.
Thank you.